It's a special episode this week as we're talking about the Heisman Trophy. College football's most prestigious individual award will be handed out on December 14 in New York City. Let's take a look at this year's top candidates. It appears to be a near certainty that a quarterback will walk away with the 2013 Heisman. And that would fall right in line with recent history. Of the 13 Heismans handed out since 2000, 11 have gone to quarterbacks. One of the top contenders this year is the top contender from last year, the 2012 winner, Johnny Manziel. Johnny Football is looking to join Ohio State legend Archie Griffin as the only two-time Heisman winners. Last year, his breakthrough season at Texas A&M made him the first freshman to win the award.
It's awesome, forever, and how that will be linked to my name forever. Life will never be the same, and to go back and be brothers with all those guys is incredible. It was crazy. It's been a blessing for sure. I had a great group of coaches, great group of teammates. So everything really went well for us. Obviously, we had a couple of hiccups, just like you go through in a season. But I mean, what a blessing it was to come out like we were.
He wasn't that highly recruited coming out of Kerrville-Tybee High School in Texas, but now he's become idolized by young quarterbacks around the country. And Johnny enjoys telling his story when he speaks at camps full of starstruck prospects.
I mean, for me, I was in their situation 3 years ago. I mean, I was here just working, competing, trying to have fun and get better. And where I am today, it's been crazy. But, I mean, the love for the game that you have, the competitiveness, and just the will to win. Anything that I can tell them and my experiences about games, about anything I can do, to try to give them as much advice and help them as much as possible.
While A&M hasn't been the national focus quite as much as it was a year ago, Manziel's jaw-dropping numbers have led the Aggies to plenty of wins. Some call Manziel the most indispensable player in college football. If enough voters feel that way, he could come away with his second Heisman Trophy. But Manziel isn't a lock to win the award. Florida State freshman phenom Jameis Winston has exploded in his first year for the Noles. Famous Jameis has led one of the nation's best offenses with his leadership and playmaking. Florida State has hardly been challenged this year, posting blowout after blowout after blowout. While he's thrown for over 3,000 yards, the numbers really don't tell the story. Florida State is usually ahead by so much, Winston is normally spending the second half handing the ball off or resting on the sideline. Anyone who's seen him play, however, knows he is unquestionably one of college football's elite talents. Playing for a top team and having skills like he does should be enough to get Winston plenty of Heisman votes. That means we could be looking at back-to-back Heisman wins for freshmen. For the second straight year, someone who's played his high school ball in Hawaii has a shot at the Heisman. Last year, Manti Te'o finished second. This year, Oregon quarterback Marcus Mariota is in the thick of the Heisman mix. A product of St. Louis High School in Honolulu, Mariota is the centerpiece of one of the nation's most entertaining offenses. Much like Manziel, Mariota's put himself in position to be selected high in the NFL draft as a redshirt sophomore if he chooses to go pro after this season. Whether it's this year or sometime in the future, his mobility and accurate arm will make him a lot of money in the pros. For now, though, will those traits make him a Heisman winner? That's up to the voters. Now for another rising quarterback. Baylor's Bryce Petty has gone from relative unknown to a top Heisman contender pretty quickly in Art Briles' offense. The same offense that made Robert Griffin III a Heisman winner 2 years ago. A quick rise to success isn't that new to Petty. Back in 2008, he was heading into a senior season at Midlothian High School in Texas, and he had only one scholarship offer, Portland State. He welcomed the challenge, though, of showcasing himself against some of the nation's top prospects.
It was awesome. That's what we're here for, is competing with everybody, and it's fun because you always compete with the same people when you go to camps and everything, so we always bring out the best in all of us. I hope to get my name out there. I'm not a big guy that's got a bunch of offers or whatever, so I'm hoping that with all this stuff I get offers, or at least people know who I am now.
By the end of the summer, college scouts definitely knew who he was. A lot of the Big 12 schools jumped into his recruiting, but the Tennessee Volunteers earned his verbal commitment. However, after Tennessee parted ways with then head coach Philip Fulmer, Petty was suddenly looking for a new place to play. Art Briles took advantage and brought Petty to Waco. After committing to Baylor in 2009, Petty took the unusual gray shirt route, meaning he didn't enroll at Baylor until January of 2010. 4 seasons later, Briles is enjoying the benefits of that decision. Petty has been a perfect fit, putting up video game numbers as Baylor has been one of the top teams in the country. The big factor working against Petty in the Heisman race, though, is that a lot of voters in his own state would probably favor Manziel. But there's no question that Petty's breakout season has him in position to earn some Heisman votes. Finally, there's always a dark horse from a non-BCS school. This year, that candidate is Northern Illinois quarterback Jordan Lynch. He led the Huskies to their first unbeaten regular season in 50 years, and he entered this week's MAC championship game approaching 2,500 yards passing and 1,800 rushing. That includes 321 yards rushing against Western Michigan, a record for an FBS quarterback. He's not the Heisman favorite, but with some of the bigger names in the race struggling down the stretch, Jordan Lynch could appear on a lot of ballots.